I first worked with Lucy in 1999, but okay, she was 2 years old and I was working with her parents. But I've watched her grow into a wonderful performer, and she's not only a sponge for the business and friend of many variety performers, but Lucy stars in pantomimes and choreographs her own shows and has worked hard to raise many coins for charity, and she really takes her place in the Grand Order of Lady Rattling seriously as one of the youngest members in history. Today I talked to Lucy about her collaboration with her brother Tommy J in their brilliant comedy variety show Tour in the UK. We talk about her mum's dance school, her dance school, her own work within dance and the Hippodrome Circus in Great Yarmouth, and the night she will never forget in front of show business royalty. You can hear the passion and the sadness in her voice for missing the stage over the past year, but we can see the optimism and the excitement for the future. Welcome to Eyes and Teeth, Lucy Rollason.
Hi, Steve. Lovely to be here.
What, there at your house?
At my house, on the phone.
You're always there. Yeah, bless you. Yeah. Now, Lucy and I go way back, 21 years in fact. When you look at her Facebook page, actually, you'll think I'm joking, but I have a photograph of me holding you on the prom in Benidorm in 1999. And I think you was 2 years old. Is that right?
I think something like that. Something crazy, yeah. I'm 23 now, yeah, so would have been a long time ago.
I worked with your dad then in a nightclub in Benidorm, on the Benidorm Strip, in the good old days. So what was your act back then?
My act at 2 years old, I was just your ventriloquist
dribbling.
Dummy, at that time.
Yeah, you were dribbling. Now this is where obviously I met you when you was a child. When I used to visit your parents, I worked a lot in Norfolk actually. So I'd pop in. I even remember borrowing one of your toy washing machines. Do you remember that little washing machine you had? And I used it in my act, and I put lamb chop in it, I think, and turned it on, and it used to spin round, and I used to make it go. I used to torture sheep on stage. No animals were harmed during my act, but you might not remember that toy. You were very young, but I did start to get to know you a bit more because your dad, the lovely Sean Rollo, asked if I could send you a couple of tips because he said my Lucy's learning ventriloquism. So do you remember starting that? Do you remember that little process?
Yeah, I do remember, and I absolutely loved it. I don't know how old I was now. I would have been about 10. And obviously being born into like a show business family, I've always absolutely loved variety. And then as I did my GCSEs and stuff, I went to college, it kind of calmed down, and I was doing a lot of work, dancing and singing and stuff. So that calmed down. But now, obviously, I'm doing the comedy juggling act with Tom, which is lovely because on stage when you have the dummy, you kind of don't feel alone, but it's so lovely when I'm up on gigs and stuff to have your brother.
Yes.
I love being with Tommy, so...
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So
and he's just like Dad as well.
Yeah, he's your dummy now then. Tommy's your dummy, right?
Well, yeah, I'm probably more his dummy. He's definitely the boss in the act, 100%.
I bet he is. Well, you've done a bit of Vent. It lasted a little while, didn't it? Because I sent you some tips, but you started out, you were really good at it as well. You were brilliant. I saw your technique, but it didn't last. Was it dance that took over? Is that right? You start doing more dancing?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of dancing. I went to bodywork to college, and then I got offered a lot of work in pantos with like Principal Girl, and then obviously I went to the Hippodrome doing my synchronised swimming and stuff. And then a couple of years ago, the act really took off with Tommy, and he obviously needed an assistant that could under pressure, if he drops a ball or something, say there was water on the floor before he does his unicycles, he needed someone that
to clean up after him.
What to do.
Yeah, so he just wanted a member of his family to come and clean up. Is that right?
Basically, yeah, I'm the cleaner.
Just like being at home. So. Yeah. But obviously you're not just a cleaner, because it really is about, I mean, your family is based around variety. I know your dad does comedy, he does song and dance in panto and his own shows, but the circus is a big part of your life as well. And we'll get onto the Hippodrome shortly, but I mean, your dad was in circuses, and Tommy done a lot of circus work as well. I'll talk to Tommy. There's something to do with your mum's dance school, so it's Rollason School of Dance, is that right?
Yeah, Rollason Stage School.
Stage School, right. Okay. And Misha, obviously, she runs that up in Norfolk. And so you got involved in that. So you got quite obviously you're such a close family. It's so nice to see
Yeah.
that the bonds that you have with your brother Tommy, and
Yeah.
how much your mum and dad and support you and Tommy. But you are just such a loving family. Every time I've been there, I just see how that, you know, there's no, I mean, it's not like the Osbournes, you know, the TV show. They don't film you, so we don't know what goes on behind the behind the window. But
Oh,
you just seem like such a lovely family. You'll get on so well, and that really helps when you're
yeah.
working together.
We do. A lot of people find it quite weird. They think we just get on all the time. But yeah, like literally, even my mum and dad, they're like my best mates. But it's
Oh.
worse because now I'm 23 and Curtis, my boyfriend's obviously living here and he loves living here because we all have a laugh, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a madhouse. You come in, you've got Tommy juggling in the kitchen, Dad fixing props in the conservatory. It is.
Mum's dancing in the
craziest
bathroom.
house.
Yeah.
And Curtis obviously didn't really know much about show business. And I remember when we first met at Warner's, I was dancing and singing on the team at Warner's. And I met Curtis there. He was the restaurant supervisor. And
Oh,
I
so
remember
he's in the
he came-
kitchen.
Yeah, so he was working on the table, stuff like that. And then he actually came round my house for dinner and he met my mum and dad. He recalls some of the cabarets at Warner's and he said, oh, there was a man there that did like, he had spiky hair actually, a bit like yours, and he'd done like a straight jacket and stuff. You know what, he weren't actually that bad. And it was my dad.
Oh, you're lucky he got away with that just before he
Yeah.
realised. Isn't that funny?
So yeah, no, it's lovely. I couldn't wish for a better family. I'm so lucky.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice that Curtis got to meet your dad before he met your dad. So he met
He loves it as well.
the stage persona before he met the actual dad. So what did Curtis think of your parents' cooking? Because he was a chef.
Well, he likes mum. Yeah, he likes mum's cooking, but I'm awful. I'm an awful cook.
Oh no.
Absolutely terrible. So if I'm ever cooking or mum and dad are away, so we're not having a family dinner, he's definitely the cook, 100%.
Oh, contributional.
What do you remember about growing up with your dad in the business? I mean, he runs Searles Entertainment Holiday Parks. So you and Tommy, were you there quite a lot watching the acts that were on? Because he booked a lot of the acts as well. And you must have seen some big names in variety there.
Yeah, Searles was great. We used to have some amazing star cabarets in. I always remember, as a little girl, my favourite act to come in, because he'd always bring me some sweets, was Norman Collier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Norman was always so lovely. Jess Conrad, obviously, he came a lot. The Dreamers, does some amazing acts at Searles, and we loved it, absolutely loved it. But yeah, no, it was good times, and I think you were there a few times, Speed.
I was, yeah. I remember being there. I came round for tea, I think. I popped round your house.
Yeah.
And I brought that washing machine back as well. I remember that. And so but you started to dance and appear in variety shows alongside Tommy and your dad, Rollo. And when did you start choreographing your own dances?
Obviously, I never really thought I would go into dancing at all, as in dance teaching, sorry.
Yes.
But with my mum owning the school, I don't think anyone's passionate about your own business, is ever as passionate about your own business as you are.
Sure.
So we had teachers and stuff, and it's the same with me and Tommy's act. You know, when he was having to have another assistant, for instance, no one cares as much as you do, you know?
Yeah.
So I found with the dance school, there was ways I did things that I know the kids, like especially the young kids, because I've got like 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, and there's a certain way you need to teach that age group. So I was 15 when I started. I took on a beginner street dance class. And
Wow.
I loved it, and I absolutely love choreographing because you can see these amazing routines in your head, and then you can bring them to life with these children that absolutely love it.
Oh, that's amazing. My 4-year-old is going back to ballet this Saturday, actually. So it's, yeah, those ages can't be easy to control, you know, loads of little
You know
ballerinas.
What, though? They're so lovely. I love it. We do things like they all have a fairy wand, and they pretend to be fairies.
Oh,
and,
well, they love that.
yeah, so we have jingles, and they have these jingle bells that they run with, and to just make it exciting.
Yeah, I love watching my daughter in it because she comes home, she does it in the living room, so you know that it's going in their heads, you know, because they come back singing or come back dancing. It's so nice to see the process, you know, and I guess they've not got much in their heads at that time, so they can learn a dance routine, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
They're
They
not
love
worrying
it.
about bills.
They look up to the big girls, and they all did a show recently, and Tommy was in it. Well, last year. So now they're all the biggest Tommy J fans as well.
Oh, amazing. Well, you got to play principal princess as well in some pantomimes. Can you tell us about some of the roles and some of the comics that you got to work with?
So last year I was in Aladdin at the Hayward Civic Theatre, and I was Princess Jasmine.
Nice.
So I worked alongside, he's called Joe Chambers, and he's from CBeebies. He does a lot on CBeebies.
Okay.
And he was brilliant. But I also got to work alongside Peter Amory, who was Chris Tate in, Emmerdale.
Emmerdale, yes. Yeah.
Yes. And he is incredible. Some of the stories he had, and he's so funny. He's absolutely brilliant. And it was great because my nan had the biggest crush on him as well, my dad's mum. So,
oh, lovely.
He was fantastic and such a lovely person as well. So that was great. Obviously, that was the last panto. God, it's crazy.
Yeah. I know.
Year?
Oh, it's so nice you do remember your pantos. You know, my first panto was with your dad in 98 to 99. And so I did Peterborough. I think we shared accommodation. We had such a blast. Your dad is so much fun. I want to do another panto with him one day because we just had such a great laugh. And then obviously he said to me, Steve, do you want to go out and work in Benidorm with me for 2 weeks? And so I did, and then we've been friends ever since. And it's just so nice working with great people, friendly people, and it's nice, isn't it, when you do work with great people, and when you get a dodgy one, you just forget them. You just say, I won't work with them again.
Quite lucky with cast, I think.
Great.
I love panto. I'm going to really miss it this year.
Yeah.
Really miss it, but hopefully next year we'll be back.
Yeah, hopefully. Just think of it as a year off. You know, have a little break. It's hard work, panto, isn't it? And I'm not saying that you obviously didn't want to do it because it's hard work, but you will really look forward to it having a year off because we didn't. No one plans this year off, so it's.
I've been really lucky work-wise this year, considering, and so has Dad and Tommy. Really, it's been hard, hasn't it, for the whole industry?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you joined your brother. Was it in 2019? You joined him in the act, and you both started to get loads of bookings for holiday parks and stuff. So
yeah. So he was bitten and bobbing with assistants because I was still doing a lot of my own thing, like with the circus, and doing my dancing and panto. So I was away a lot. So he did summer season in Scarborough with the Grumbleweeds.
Oh, right.
That was his first biggest season, and Robin actually helped us with the act, and he was developing the act. And then Tommy just said, you know what, Lise, I feel like I'd like to bring you into the act. And we actually did a show for the CAA.
Yes.
We had, on the front row, we had Brian May, Peter Donegan, Barry Cryer.
Wow. All
these people, Nicholas Parsons, Derek Martin was there. So this was all on the front row, the top table.
Bit daunting.
I've never seen Tommy so nervous, ever. So he was pacing up and down backstage, about to do this act. And I thought, oh, God, this is not good. And someone came out to us and said, they really need waking up, that crowd. It's been a bit boring out there. So we thought, oh, God, even more pressure. So we went out, and it was fantastic. And we got a standing ovation from everyone.
Oh, bless him, yeah. Oh, they're superstars, though, aren't they? I mean, what a gesture for them to stand up for a young act that's just started as well, really, haven't you? Just started working together. Yeah.
But it was after that, really, they came up to us both and said, you two have so much chemistry on stage, and, you both match each other's energy.
Yeah, did they say that you should be brother or sister or something? Or you should get together as brother and sister.
That's the thing. So
it's the synchronicity, isn't it, of you actually knowing each other so well on stage, and you know the business, you've watched your dad and your mum, so you got the dance aspect as well as the choreography of comedy, facial expressions, which you do so well as a comedy assistant, just working with Tommy. And so was it Robin Colville, the Grumbleweeds, that helped you have that double act impact within the show? Because that's quite important. It's not easy to learn something like that, but you've already got that partnership with Tommy. So was it kind of natural to take that on?
Yeah, so Robin helped Tommy a lot during the summer. I gave him lots of ideas, and Tommy keeps in contact with him. But this year as well, Bernie Clifton has also been writing some gags for me and Tommy to do with each other.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so we're really lucky to have so many people, you know, helping us along, giving us ideas. But one of the main people that inspire me and Tommy that have helped us so much is Andrew Van Buren and Alison.
Yes, love them to bits. Yeah.
Yeah, they're absolutely brilliant, and they help us whenever they can. They're giving us ideas, and it's absolutely amazing. Me and Tommy, the last gig we did before we went into this lockdown, we was doing a Halloween show for Tom Rolfe.
Tom's a great talent, isn't he?
Yeah, brilliant. So we got this new act together because we was meant to be doing a theatre tour this year in a show called Circus.
Right.
Spirit Productions, David King. So we'd bought new props, new costumes. The act was bigger than ever. It was going to be a great year. So obviously with everything that happened, this was the show we thought, right, let's showcase some of the stuff that we plan to do. So we're now doing a bounce act. So we have a big table and we do the bounce juggling. And,
Oh, lovely.
yeah, it was brilliant. And because obviously we're in lockdown, Andrew couldn't see it and he'd heard all about this new idea. So what we've done is he sat and watched the show and our act to give us some feedback through FaceTime.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So he watched it on his sofa on FaceTime in the wings.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How
so
clever.
they've helped us a lot along the way, and yeah, we love them. We love them to bits.
Oh, the history of Andrew Van Buren and Alison. I mean, with Philip Astley, you know, the project that he's working on. He's an encyclopedia of variety acts, circus, magic. I mean, we love Andrew mutually. He's an incredible guy, and they're just lovely, aren't they? Lovely family.
When the Hippodrome during the first lockdown, we all said, you know, we were quite down. Pirates Live had been cancelled, and then we were all sitting tight to see if we could do the summer show.
Yeah.
And we did a quiz all about circus and bits and bobs. So I had Andrew, I said, right, you need to be ready for 4:00 because I'm going to be texting you. You need to tell me these answers. And he said, yeah, I'll do it, please. And everyone, he got bang on, of course he did.
Oh, wow. So have you just revealed that you cheated on the quiz?
Yeah, I did cheat.
Now we know. Now it's out there. Oh, bless him. I mean, he's the phone a friend. If you go on Millionaire and your subject, or Mastermind, your subject is circus, make sure you've got your pager on and Andrew Van Buren's at the other end.
Exactly. Yeah, he's so clever. We do quizzes actually with him every week. We've been doing them in lockdown because obviously Andrew is properly locked down because of Fred and everything. So to keep us kind of the spirits alive, we said to Andrew, so we speak to him twice a week and we do a quiz at bingo.
Oh, really? Oh, that's amazing. We're getting old before our time, aren't we? Now all doing quizzes and bingo.
Although him and Dad won't admit that. They definitely won't admit that.
Oh, don't worry, I'll tell him on the next podcast. But now you've got the honour of being a member of the Grand Order of Lady Rattlings. So
I know.
How did this come about? Because you've got. I was very, very blessed to perform for Queen Rattling at the time, Bella Emberg, and I'd done a show for her, and she's obviously a past Queen Rattling, and so many funny ladies in there as well, Hilary O'Neill, and you know, so it must be a big inspiration to you to have so many talented ladies in the world of variety, dance, song, and comedy. So how did this come about when you became a member?
Obviously, I've always grown up around the water rat. My dad's always been so passionate about it.
Yeah.
So even from being a really little girl, I'd be sitting in the pub when the pub was downstairs before it all got done up. So I'd always sit down there, and I remember Captain K's wife, poor Bee, bless her.
Yeah.
She would on a Sunday night, I'd be sat in the pub downstairs and she'd be forcing me to learn my times tables. And I was about, 8 then?
Oh, wow.
Funny. I know. So that was kind of, how I learnt my times tables is, Beryl Kay taught me in the Water Rats pub.
So the Lady Rattlings were babysitters before you became a Lady Rattling?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. So when it came back, I was of the age, obviously, I spoke to Julia Burnett, who put me forward. And of course, Alison was my seconder.
Oh, lovely.
They were fantastic. And my initiation, I just found it so overwhelming because being a daughter of a comic, seeing them pictures up on the wall of these legends, you know, and these comedians, and I thought, to think of the people that have been in that room and the things they've discussed in that room, I found it really overwhelming.
Yeah.
But I remember I was very nervous to stand up and talk on my initiation. And
I
when
was.
I did, I said, you know, when I was a little girl, I remember I said to my dad, please, can you take me into the lodge room? Please, I really want to go in there. And he said to me, no, Lucy, you will never, ever get to go in that lodge room. So I said, today is not just about becoming a Lady Rattling, it's about proving my dad wrong. And I'm in there now. I was in there all the time.
That's amazing. Did you must have got a good laugh with that line.
It did. And I always get so nervous about speaking in front of them because, you know, some of these ladies have done so much and they're absolutely incredible, and I love them all so much. And I got up to speak about Viva Variety, obviously the variety show we did for the Lady Rattlings. And again, I get so nervous because, you know, they're all in the business and they all know what they're doing. Oh, God, Steve, I find it so nerve-wracking.
I know, but, you know, in 20 years from now, you're going to see young ladies joining and they're going to feel how you felt, you know, so you could comfort them and tell them that it's going to be all right. And, you know, it's a wonderful thing to be part of. You must know my really, really good friend, and I know many Lady Rattlings, they're adorable, but my good friend, I've known her for 25 years, Catherine Sanford. You know Catherine, Magic Catherine?
Oh, yeah, I do know Catherine. She's lovely.
Yeah, she's lovely, isn't she? She's just had a little baby boy. She's got a little boy, little George, bless her.
Lovely.
So, and that's all in lockdown. It's a crazy year, isn't it, we're having? But
it is.
I mean, within a lockdown, I mean, we've all had our moments, and you know, we need time to ourselves, and then we go online and try and entertain again because it's in our blood. We need to keep entertaining and keep getting it out of our system. So you and Tommy started your own chat show and started to entertain by interviewing people. You had Andrew Van Buren on, Bernie Clifton, and all these people, Keith Simmons, and it was so wonderful for you to chat to these people. And so what did that mean to you? And it must have kept you sane, you know. So I was on it as well. Thanks for having me on, by the way. It was lovely.
Well, that's fine.
It was so nice. So what did you learn from it?
Lockdown, I think, hit Tommy the hardest. Because he's always happy. If anyone's down, he lifts everyone up. He's always busy. He never sits down. He's always doing something. He's out. He loves socialising. But more importantly, he lives for his job. He absolutely adores it. And I do as well. I love working. So when it was all taken away, I think it was quite hard to come to terms with at first. So when we started up the chat show, it was something to get ready for, it was something to prepare for, and it was lovely to talk to these absolute pros we had on the show. You know, when we were interviewing for the likes of Keith Simmons, and to listen to everything that he's done, and it was absolutely amazing. And I think it made Tommy even more passionate to think, you know, it will come back, we're all in the same boat, and it'll be okay, I hope.
It will be okay. We'll get there. I mean, it's been terrible. There's acts like myself that is kind of in the middle of it. There's acts that are sort of retired and worried about the younger generation, and I've got a young family, so I'm of course I'm worried, but I'm trying to sort of feed the family. That's what it's about at the moment. But and then I worry about the even younger generation. So people like yourself and Tommy, who just started to get contracts in for summer seasons, and it was pulled beneath your feet. But a little word of encouragement: there is light at the end of the tunnel. Things like this hasn't happened before, but you know there's been terrible things that have happened. And it just becomes part of history, and so let's just keep optimistic and positive. And that's the one thing that you and Tommy did, though. You kept positive. You kept putting videos out and entertaining and being funny. And it's so nice to see that you were doing that and sharing your passions and things. So well done on doing that, because people do notice, Lucy. You know, they notice what you're doing, and it's so nice to keep the spirits up of other people. But I mean, the Hippodrome Circus, now I love it. I've taken my family there twice. I love Jack. I love Johnny. They're just an amazing amazing circus, but you got to be part of it and you were in it. I'm so sorry I missed it last year, but
That's okay.
I'm hoping you're going to be in for a few more years, because I need to be there hopefully by Easter to come and see it again. So what do you love about that place?
God, I don't know where to start. The building, first of all.
Yeah, oh, incredible.
Mr. Bobby Roberts has told me so many stories about things that happened in that building and the different animals that have been in there and where things used to be. It's incredible, and the show is phenomenal, even down to the lighting. The lighting is phenomenal. Everything. They don't take any shortcuts, that show.
No, they don't. They put on a show from start to finish. It's the smell of the popcorn. I love everything. I love everything about that circus.
Yeah. Well, when I was there, it was just like a big family, and I think I was very lucky to be in work from beginning of July to end of September as well. That was amazing. Oh. It was the swimming as well. I mean, that swimming, I always went and thought them dancers made it look so easy.
Yeah, and you're synchronized swimming now. Yeah.
Hard work.
What's it like going from dancing to synchronized swimming? Is it, as a dancer, is it easier, or could you swim before, or are you a good swimmer? Do you need to be a swimmer to do that?
Wow, I hated swimming, Steve. I absolutely hated it.
I don't like swimming, yeah.
My first jobs, before I went to bodywork, I got a job as a lifeguard. Tiny little me, that was my job. So I did have a bit of experience.
Is that just in case little sparrows fell in the pool or something, you get them out? Because how are you going to lift someone up?
Well, that's the thing. My boss said to me, look, everyone, if a larger person struggles, Lucy will there'll have to be two of you if Lucy's on.
Oh, bless. Yeah, just blow a whistle.
So I did more of I did rescue a few children, actually, in the summer.
Oh, really? Oh, bless you. Wow.
I know. Very scary. But, so I had that behind me. But Estelle, the choreographer, I talk to her all the time. She rings me and voice notes me. She's incredible. I love that woman. And she's done so much as well. She told me stories about when she was dancing on the Freddie Starr show. And she told me some great stories. And she ran the audition. I went down. And the first thing she said to me was, "Are you Tony's sister?" I said, "My name's Lucy Estelle." So I did my dance audition. And that was great. And then she took us down to the public swimming pool because the ring takes quite a while to get down and back up just for, an audition. So we went to the local swimming pool. I was so nervous, and I'm quite ditzy and all over the place. And this girl that was helping me through my audition, she just said, "Whatever you do, just point your feet. If your feet are out the water, you've just got to point them." And Estelle said to me, you could be the best dancer in the world, but if you haven't got what it takes to, say, float or sink at certain times, it won't happen. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's all on this. So I did it. And I pointed my toes, and she came back and said that I was trainable. So I probably wasn't very good at the time, but I was trainable.
Trainable, passable. Wow.
Yes. We had to go swim training every week. My God, it's intense. Really intense.
I thought it was in inside building. I didn't think it was intense.
Well,
hey!
No, very good.
In a marquee. Oh, but you love it there, don't you? I can tell you love it. It really is a great
and the
family.
girl's brilliant. And the acts you get to work with, and it's brilliant. And obviously, Halloween last year, myself and Tommy got to work there as an act.
Oh, brilliant!
We loved. Was
it Ben Langley that joined it recently?
Yeah, Ben was in it Christmas last year, which is lovely. He's back this year. Obviously, I've not done Christmas. I was offered it this year, but I did at the time have panto.
Right.
So I normally, like Johnny Mac, we all normally do panto. So then we go back for Pirates or Summer.
Easter, yeah.
But it's just one of them years, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, you've got a great little comedy act that you've got with Tommy now, which is brilliant. Yeah. And you choreographed a wonderful piece for me for the Greatest Show People we done up in Norfolk, which is a great night that we had, wasn't it? And I put you on, your dad was on, your brother was on. And it was so nice because all three of you brought something different to the show. And the opening of it, Andrew Van Buren and Alison were in the opening, and they're doing the unicycle. It was fantastic. We could all come together for the Water Rats. and and perform. So I mean, those shows we're probably going to have to do more once we all open the venues again, because we all need support, don't we, now in this business? And so, but thank you for doing that show. It's brilliant, and
we loved it.
yeah, I just absolutely loved it. It's nice. Sometimes I just put shows on just to see my friends. You know,
Yeah, well, it's like Viva Variety. It's like just a big meet-up of everyone we love.
Oh, definitely. That's so nice. What's in this business? What's your prize possession that you have? Whether it's just a memory, a photograph, or something somebody signed to you, or a ballet shoe, anything that you can't let anybody have.
Memory-wise, I definitely think the gig that me and Tommy did, where that front row stood up.
Oh, wow!
Because Tommy actually cried.
Oh, did he?
As well, and Tommy doesn't normally get emotional. It's normally me that's always crying. So that was, I think, that was a massive thing.
Yeah, I remember doing some early shows in my career at the Variety Club of Great Britain, and I was on stage, and there was Ray Allen, the ventriloquist, was in the audience, and I nearly cried, because not only was he one of my heroes, but I was so nervous. There was all these people, and like Johnny Manns, you know, the producer. There's so many people in the business that I respected, you know, and it does make you nervous, because you don't want to mess up. You want to impress them people more, don't you? Because
we were terrified, and we were last on as well. And I think Tommy really felt the pressure. So everyone had kind of been, and there was a lot of rats there that said, "Oh, Tommy, you need to wake this crowd up. They're all been a bit rubbish, you know." So we're there thinking, "Oh my god!"
Wow.
And it was amazing, absolutely amazing. And it was from that moment as well. Me and Tommy said, "Look, we've got to do this together now, because look at all these pros that have said you two work together. Fantastic," and they gave us tips and how brilliant it was. And I remember Brian May said to us, "You two are going to go far," and that meant a lot.
Well, Heacham is a bit of a drive, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah. I mean, there's not been much going on here.
That's amazing, though. I mean, if you think of Brian May's history, you just think, wow, that's such a lovely compliment, and it's a great morale booster, isn't it?
Yeah, but we look up to everyone in the industry. We take tips from all different comics. I mean, Bernie's wrote Tommy some brilliant material, which we're actually doing tomorrow at Chrome Pier, some of Bernie's stuff.
Oh, amazing. You're on the Christmas show, aren't you?
Yeah, me, Tommy and Dad.
I have a great one.
There as well, aren't you, Steve?
I'm at the end of the month, so I finished I finished 2020. Thankfully, I finish it on Chroma Pier. So yeah, that's lovely. You start it off and I finish it off. I always close shows, my acts. I always close the buildings down. But Lucy, thank you so much for talking today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Before you go, what's your favourite joke? Tell me a joke. What makes you laugh?
What's my favourite joke?
Yeah, I'll put you on the spot, but
I've got to think of a good gag.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just thinking of my dad's act or Tommy's.
No, a good joke. A good joke, I said.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay, great.
Okay, so my favourite joke is, I was in school once and my teacher came up to me and she said, "Lucy, you have been cheating on your test." I said, I haven't cheated on my test. She said, "You have?" I said, "I haven't." She said, "Well, on number 1, Billy answered yes, and you answered yes." And I said, "Well, yeah, coincidence." Number 2, Billy answered no, and you answered no. And another coincidence. So number 3, Billy answered, "I don't know," and you answered, "Neither do I." That's in Tommy's act.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's lovely. That's a lovely. I've not heard that before, but I thought you were going to say Andrew Van Buren was on the phone when you were doing the test. So.
Oh, he probably was. Yeah.
He helped you with it. Lucy Rollason, thank you so much. Good luck with the future. With when it all comes back, it will come back.
I hope so.
Keep smiling, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Aww.
And
thanks, Steve. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'll be talking to your brother a bit later on. You take care.
We'll come and see you at Chroma for sure.
Yeah.
Down and watch.
Oh, it'll be amazing. And good luck with Chroma. Give everyone my love.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks,
we'll
Di. See you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Eyes and teeth. Thank you, Lucy. That was brilliant. And yes, Her and Tommy Wortchrome here last Christmas, 2020, whilst I was at Clacton Westcliff Theatre in my Christmas show. But due to the last lockdown, my chance to join the team at Cromer at the end of the pier was cancelled and the show stopped. But I can tell you great news, which is a pure coincidence, that Lucy Rollason and I, Steve Hewlett, are both appearing in Peter Pan at Milton Keynes Chrysalis Theatre December 2021 into 2022. How's that for the end of the story? So that is a season to look forward to. So, see you in Milton Keynes, Lucy, and don't get too dizzy on the way in. If I remember, they do have a few roundabouts. To connect with Lucy, you can find her on Twitter at Rollason Lucy, and Facebook, she is Lucy Rose Rollason. Today's quote for Lucy comes from fellow water rat, just for her. This is Brian May. Each gig should be unique. You're always treading that fine line between keeping yourself fresh and giving people something they want to hear. There are times when I flick through magazines and think I'm in danger of becoming a prisoner in my own hair. Eyes and Teeth is written, produced and hosted by Steve Hewlett. Vocals by Lola, Larissa and Nina Hewlett. Additional vocals by Rich T. The Eyes and Teeth jingles and theme tune is produced and performed by the one and only Mr. Kevin Dean. Tune in to Eyes and Teeth, the future stars, when I'll be talking to a brilliant and budding ventriloquist from New York City, Nicholas Bushi.